bet.
All right, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been working towards. Welcome to Apocaflix Now. Let's get started, guys. I'm so excited. For those of you who don't know, I'm Jacob Bartley. This is Keith Barnes, Brian Avellino, and we got Jake Berlin over there on the controls. He's going to be kind of working behind the scenes, but also giving his thoughts as well. This is the weekly show that we've been wanting to do for years, ever since we started this YouTube channel. This is what we've been building towards. We want it to be something relaxed, something fun, something like that we're going to look forward to every week, coming together, hanging out, talking about movies. But we also have a structure to it now. I will say this show might change weekly. Like, we might decide that a different format works. We want to talk about different topics, different discussions, different way to talk about certain things. So, but this is what it's going to be like for now, for the first episode. We have our introduction, obviously. We're going to talk about new things we've been watching lately, new releases, stuff that came out recently. We're always going to have one hot take, one big topic that we're going to be talking about. And this week's topic is the Joker. We're going to be talking spoilers for the Joker. And then we have a buy or sell segment, which is basically our news segment, where we're going to take news topics and trailers and buy or sell them, talk why we like them, why we might not like them. And then we'll talk about what we're looking forward to that's airing, coming out in the following weeks ahead. So that's kind of how the show's going to go. So thank you all for joining us. So let's get into it. I just want to get everybody's just maybe 30-second thoughts on, like, what are you guys excited about for this show?
The
Brian?
setup.
Pretty excited. Me too.
Yes, the setup is awesome.
Love it.
Not literally the setup.
Oh.
Man.
Come on, Jake Berlin did a great job.
He did. Okay, yes.
Set
It's
designer.
not wrong though.
Yeah.
Set designer Jake Berlin.
Yes, but like how this is gonna go, that whole thing. Not literally the setup.
Okay, I see what you're
Although
saying.
the set is pretty dope.
The setup is pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll go. Well, see, I'm gonna say the set then.
There you go.
I love it.
Yes,
Feels big time.
awesome.
We're here. We made it.
How about you, Mr. Berlin?
For me, you know that we've been doing this for a while
Yeah.
together, and Keith and Brian got brought on. This is something that we've been watching for a long time, and we've kind of had this goal, and we've always talked about it. Now it's finally here, and we've been doing audio stuff for a
course.
very long time as
Yeah.
far as podcasts, and it gives us a chance to be free,
Yeah.
relax, have, say one or two of us can't be here. It's a chance to have our buddies on and
Yeah. Right.
have a beer, or play some random movie games or whatever, and have fun talking movies, which is what we all want to do, which is what we hope you guys like. And I think it's time. We've been doing this for a long time. I think it's finally time to kind of kick this into high gear and finally be doing this.
Yeah,
So
right.
I'm very excited, and it's kind of cool because I'm kind of engineering from back here, which is really, really cool.
Yeah,
So.
it feels legit, even though we're in Brian's apartment.
Yeah.
Also,
Nah,
I want to shout out Gio. He's not here, but he's our fifth member.
He will be here.
He's
He
one
will
of
be
the
here.
founders of Apocaflix.
Yes.
And he's working. His work schedule sucks. But shout out to Gio. Look, man, I wear a DC shirt for you.
Times will change where we're going to try and shoot at a certain time. That way he can
Exactly.
be.
Yeah.
And that being said, eventually we want to take this show live.
Yes.
It's Apocaflix Now. It's our version of a live show. And we're hoping for 2020. We're going to try to get the right equipment, make sure we're ready to go and ready to do that. So let's jump into it, guys. So first off, we'll talk about what we've been watching lately. And honestly, as for me, we're going to talk about Joker, obviously. That's the most recent new release that I've seen, obviously. And I haven't really been seeing a lot of things lately. And not a lot has came out, to be honest. In the
We're kind of in
past
that
few
lull
weeks.
period.
And as far as TV shows, like current shows, I'm not caught up, but I just started watching The Good Place, which I know the last season just started airing, season 4. That show is amazing, and thank you, Keith, for putting me on it. But yeah, that show's awesome, and Kristen Bell is amazing in that show.
She's good in everything.
She's
man.
hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
She's so good. What about you, Keith? What have you been watching, man?
Well, yeah, that's the first 2 episodes of that for this season. I still gotta catch up on.
Oh,
those.
really?
Yeah,
Nice.
I've been busy with a lot of stuff lately, but yeah, man. We were just talking off air about Atlanta season 2, which I hadn't watched.
Oh, nice.
They finally put on Hulu. It came out last year.
Dude, it feels like it came out a long
It might
time
have been,
ago. Yeah.
But that show, that's the other show that I think, with The Good Place, Atlanta, like, might be the 2 most brilliant, for me, in my opinion, most brilliant shows on TV.
On TV right now.
Oh man, yeah, Donald Glover, and just everybody involved in that. Brian Tyree Henry, He was great in that. We saw him, and he popped up in Joker, which was cool.
I really wish his role was bigger.
I know, me too, right?
Yeah,
Because he was
but
really
they
good.
also used a lot of actors and actresses that we know in very small parts.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Very small.
Mark
parts.
Maron, I had no idea he was.
He was in there for the one scene, then he was in the
No idea.
background of
Yeah.
the set shot
yeah.
from the movie. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix was on screen literally almost the whole entire time.
almost every frame, almost every single
Yeah.
frame. Yeah.
So everyone else was like super side characters.
Yeah.
It's almost like they were cameos.
Yeah.
Everyone else.
It's okay. You'll get more of him in Eternals.
He is in that, isn't he? That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's cool.
He's one of
Very
the
excited about
Eternals.
that. That's right. Yeah, he is.
He might be Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
I think
Who
that's
is?
Brian Tyree.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Have you guys seen any other new releases lately?
No.
As far as movies go, I've seen a couple. I mean, we can talk about like something like Rambo,
Yeah.
which I got a chance to see.
Oh, did you?
Man,
he
what
was
the-
very.
Oh, did you see an early screening of it?
No, I saw it the second day it came out. So I saw Ad Astra on Thursday night.
Oh, okay.
And then I went and saw
So, yeah,
Rambo
that's
the next
pretty
day.
recent. I still need to see Ad Astra.
If you're a Rambo fan, go watch this movie. This movie is incredible. You go there for the last 30 minutes, and it delivers in every way you can imagine. It is incredible. And I think I'm a Rambo guy, so I love that type of stuff. And it takes the violence of what Rambo is to like new heights, and it's really, really cool. So that's kind of the new movies that I've seen. I just watched a brand new Netflix movie called In the Shadow of the Moon.
Okay.
It has Boyd Holbrook on it, or in it, I should say. And it's a really cool like time jumping type of story that basically goes through like 4 or 5 different decades. Really, really cool. But as far as TV shows go, there's a lot of TV coming on right now, and I'm watching Smallville along with Brian because they're popping up in Arrow and everything. They're coming on in Crisis on Infinite Earths or Infinite Earths. But the one thing I'm watching right now is Titans. I'm trying to watch it every week and stay up to date on it. Like
is season 2 airing right now?
Season 2 is available right now. They're like 4 or 5 episodes in.
What is the other show on there? Doom Patrol?
Doom Patrol's awesome.
I heard that.
Doom Patrol is awesome. Doom Patrol is really, really cool. Season 2 of Titans is pretty good. It's pretty good, and it got off to a little of a slow start because they were the first episode the first episode wrapped up the first season, and then it shifted into a whole new thing. But I'm really enjoying that right now. So that's the new TV show and all the new stuff that's coming out this week.
Canceled Krypton. I saw. I heard that was.
Yeah, the sci-fi show.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I heard that was
yeah,
not
yeah.
bad.
They
That was pretty
canceled
good.
that, and then they had a Lobo series,
That
and they were just like, nope.
Did they trash that too?
Yeah.
Oh, that Swamp
Supposed to
Thing
be a
is one
spin-off.
episode of Swamp Thing, and then
Swamp Thing was apparently really good.
Do you
Good,
think
yeah.
those shows are going to be on HBO Max?
Well, Swamp Thing's
Um,
different. Swamp
I heard it's
Thing
really
was
expensive.
DC's.
Because I need to watch Doom Patrol,
streaming
man. I heard it's
Yeah.
amazing.
I would probably guess that at some point Warner Brothers is going to
Like merge.
It wouldn't make sense for them to have HBO Max and DC Universe. It would make sense to put it on HBO Max and then probably raise the price a little bit to have that because
okay with that.
it's superheroes. People love that type of stuff, and if they have access to it, it just makes sense.
what is Watchmen? Is Watchmen going to be on?
Watchmen's on HBO,
It's on
so it'll be on
HBO.
Max.
Okay.
But it's going to be like Game of
Probably.
Thrones, and it'll pop up on the streaming service. So
Right.
it's not just streaming only.
Okay.
I keep forgetting about Watchmen, honestly.
And it looks pretty good.
It looks
Comes
good.
out
I
late. It comes out the 20th,
Right.
October
Yeah.
20th.
It's
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
up,
I just keep forgetting about it because you honestly
There's so much other-
still aren't really hearing anything about it.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
dropped like two
When's
trailers.
the release date?
I think it's October 20th.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
It's a few weeks away.
Yeah.
that's really soon.
Had you not watched Smallville before?
I've watched it 4 times.
Oh my goodness!
So-
Is there like 10 seasons?
So yeah, there's 10 seasons. I have
crazy.
the last 5 on Blu-ray, but it's the only. They are the only ones on Blu-ray because the special effects didn't transfer over from DVD to Blu-ray when all that transition started to happen,
Nice.
and so they're like really, really cheesy effects the first 5 seasons or whatever.
Yes.
I love this show, but the reason I'm watching it again is because Tom Welling and Erica Durance are reprising their roles for Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Which is great.
They're coming back as Superman and Lois, and the big thing is that we never saw him in the suit in the show. He was never in the classic suit. He's gonna be in the suit in the show.
They confirmed that though.
It's gonna be confirmed because they also confirmed that the comics that happened afterwards, after the show, are now canon.
Yeah.
Really?
And I read all those comics, and he was in a suit. He was with Wonder Woman and Batman and
Are
all
you
of this stuff.
serious?
And so having him in this show is gonna be
They
super
said that
cool.
That's canon.
That's canon.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so now Brandon Routh's taken over as Superman from Kingdom Come.
It's the
Kingdom Come Superman.
He's playing. it's the Christopher Reeve version.
But
it's that all that
Well,
stuff.
'cause
But
that-
it's from his 2006 movie.
That
Yes.
movie is
yes.
a Kingdom Come.
It's a 2006 version, but it's a Kingdom
But he's
Come
the-
version
So
of
it's
that
as
story.
if Christopher Reeve became the Kingdom Come
Yes.
version. That's crazy.
And then you have Tyler Hoechlin who's playing Superman as well. So
Right.
there's going to be 3 Supes in this show, in this crossover.
So, what about are they acknowledging? Are they saying that Brandon Routh is just he's Superman? He's not the Adam.
So he's Adam and Superman. He has 2 different versions of him.
Okay, but it's not actually him. Like it's not the Adam.
He's
and
not
Superman.
that Superman is not Ray Palmer. He's Clark Kent.
Okay.
So like Oliver Queen could be Barry Allen in another universe.
I see. Okay.
It's like that type of thing.
Or
I see
he
what
could be
you're
the
saying.
Flash.
Or he could be Flash, like he was in
Like
last season's
Yeah.
crossover.
We need
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a giant sign with like connecting things.
Yeah, no.
But they're bringing like Kevin Conroy who voices Batman, or
I heard about that.
He's
yeah.
in it.
he's
Anyone that's
voicing
never
a character.
done
I think he's
anything
voicing a
Batman is,
character.
like,
Nice.
coming in.
So they're bringing in everybody from the DC world over the past decades and bringing them in.
And Linda Carter is going to be Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not confirmed yet.
I heard.
So she's the president in
she's
Supergirl.
President of Supergirl.
but they
I
haven't
heard she's
con-
going to play an older version of
So
Wonder Woman.
that's what people want her to do, and more than likely she will because she's already in the CW universe.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's been confirmed yet.
Okay.
Because trust me, I've been following this
Yeah.
like crazy
Well,
ever since
it
the
would be
Smallville.
similar to
Yeah.
the Brandon Routh thing because
Yeah.
you know the president's an alien and
Yeah.
Yes,
so
she's an
spoilers
alien.
for Supergirl.
Ah.
She's an alien in
You
Supergirl.
guys
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Man, all right. Well, I feel like that segment's going to be longer usually, but we have something big to talk about, and that's the Joker.
Yeah.
If you didn't hear at the beginning of the show, this is going to be spoilers. We're going to talk spoilers. This is a spoiler discussion of the Joker. Or it's not even called the Joker.
Spoiler
It's called
show.
Joker.
Joker,
Joker.
which I like that. It's just called Joker.
We left our first segment a little early, so we can give this one about 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because we're going to want to talk about this
Yep.
more. And
Oh yeah.
We sat there for like 45 minutes after the movie.
I know we didn't leave till
I know,
super
right?
late.
Just hanging out, which is always fun. But after sitting with it for a few days, I really love this movie, to be honest.
The more I thought about it too, I'm like, oh.
I
this is
love
so
it.
good.
Sometimes I'm picky when I go watch the movie, but then after I think about it, I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, yes, I love this movie.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but overall, I really enjoy it. It's in my top 5 movies of the year,
Mhm.
for sure. For sure.
If he doesn't, see, people you give him the Oscar, and I never want
No,
to say
I
that
mean-
yet. But boy, I tell you what,
He should
he's
be
gonna be
nominated.
nominated.
I
If he's
think-
not nominated, something's
yeah.
wrong.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff that hasn't came out yet, obviously.
Yes.
But
And I've been thinking about because it's making me think about Logan and what happened with Logan. That seems so obvious to. I don't. Did any nominations for anything major? Nothing
well,
major.
it got,
it
Best
got-
Adapted Screenplay.
I think. Yeah.
It got nominated for I think it won for best
It won,
actor.
I was
No,
gonna
it
say,
didn't
it
win.
didn't-
It didn't win. It
Really?
was adopted.
Okay.
It was nominated though.
Well,
I wish it would have won.
So some of those acting performances, like, and I know it came earlier in that year.
Well,
So
I know it's a
tough.
little different, but Black Panther was nominated for Best Picture, and
That's
so
what I'm
we're
saying.
heading in this right
So
direction.
there's no reason to not.
We're
This-
heading
this
in this
one-
right direction. I don't know. I haven't seen everything yet. There's still a ton of stuff to come out this year,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't. The movie too, honestly,
Yes. Yeah. Right.
especially with 10 being eligible.
Yeah.
I could see the movie being nominated.
No reason not to.
I could see maybe a screenplay nomination and then actor nomination.
Definitely some of
which
the
would be insane.
Yeah. We were talking. We're both cinematography.
It's gonna be nominated for
nerds. If
cinematography.
it's not, that would be
It's gonna be it's 100% gonna be
and
nominated for
editing
cinematography.
as well. Like both. Like it was that stuff was excellent. There's some shots in this movie that are just incredible.
So this is I do think that Joaquin Phoenix will 100% be nominated for best actor. I do think that he probably will win. There's probably one person right now who's contending. It's a dark horse in my mind, but you guys haven't seen the movie. It's Zach Gottsagen from the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh,
Excuse me. I've seen that.
Oh, you've seen it. I'm
So
sorry.
the-
Sorry, the computer's in my way of Brian's vision, so he's like irrelevant right now. I'm just talking
I'm
to
not the lead character, right?
Yeah, and he has Down syndrome. I think that
yeah.
it has nothing to do with him having Down syndrome. He gave an incredible performance for the role he was given, and I think it kind of shows people that like you can't hide people with disabilities who can act. Like you can't.
Oh, sure.
And something like that could be really impactful if he gets nominated and he also wins. Like even if he gets a nomination, like that's a big deal in the eyes of the Academy.
huge,
A
yeah.
big deal.
It seems so. Stuff like that. It seems so obvious. Like, why are we doing this?
That movie's in my top 5 of the year, I think.
Sure.
Right now.
I'm showing my kids the trailer for because we're looking at a bunch of like older stuff, and we're showing them a trailer for oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. DiCaprio, Johnny Depp, where he plays What's Eating Gilbert Grape. What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And DiCaprio's great in it. And it's DiCaprio, like so, but it's like my daughter's
like 12 years old now.
No, I think he was like 16 or.
Okay, he was nominated for.
And he was nominated. Yeah, that was his first nomination.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my oldest, Charlize, my oldest one, was like, "Why didn't they just get an actor that?" And I went, "Yeah, good question. They could have just found out I don't want to say disabled. I don't want to say disabled. It sounds like, but it's yeah, whatever. But an actor that could do that, and I was like, yeah. And they weren't thinking that at the time.
Well, at that time, yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, it could have.
Today it would be more likely.
And today they would do that. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Like it would shed some light on certainly. Let's give some of these guys, guys and girls, a chance to. They can act. They want to act too.
Definitely. Back to the Joker thing though. I wanted to say before I got off of that. No, before I got off of that tangent a little bit. This for me catapulted Todd Phillips into like, okay, this guy can direct.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
he's
probably not talk.
But, yes. No, he shouldn't talk at all. He should not talk at all. But
yeah.
He's directed. He did the Hangover movies, right? He did War Dogs, which was kind of like the first step of me, like, okay, this guy can do more than just comedy.
Yeah.
This is like cementing, like, this guy can really do drama and do drama well. And we saw how he used the camera. That's a big deal with dramas, especially a movie like this. And so it definitely catapulted him into the kind of like level of elite filmmakers right now, because there's very few people that could have captured this type of film the way he did.
Oh, it's well directed. You can tell.
Oh,
it's very well directed.
Well, and a lot of people were doubting him when this was announced.
Yes,
they were
100%.
excited that they were the guy who did the Hangover.
100%, yeah.
But I was okay with it because I liked War Dogs. I thought it was a step in the right direction for him. If he just went straight from the Hangover movies to this, I would have been like, what?
Yeah. Well, it's that.
He did War Dogs.
And the comp, too, was also Adam McKay, who had doing, like, Anchorman. And,
oh, that's true, yeah.
Old School, I think he did.
And also, we don't know.
Going to, like, the big.
We know that Martin Scorsese kind of was involved in the beginning.
Yeah.
He helped get it off the ground and get it greenlit, I think. So that was promising that he believed in him. Yeah, because he went straight from Hangover 2, Hangover 3, War Dogs, Joker.
Yeah.
He also directed Due Date. Which
God.
Yeah. Which wasn't terrible.
It's all right.
Wasn't terrible. He directed Starsky and Hutch.
I love
Starsky and Hutch is amazing. It's on Netflix now.
He did
I fell asleep to that.
Road Trip, Old School, Starsky and Hutch, School for Scoundrels, The Hangover, which all comedies.
Yeah, I was gonna say movies that are not really.
Did you do Dinner for Schmucks? Did you do that?
I don't think so. It's not on here.
No, okay.
It's directed.
All right.
Yeah, but no, I think he did a great job. I'm excited. I was thinking about him when I was watching the movie, and I was just like, man, this guy put this together. It's incredible. And I don't think Joker's the best movie of the year. I mean, it could be. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody considered it that. But it's already in my top 5. Like I still have Endgame up there, John Wick Chapter 3, Aladdin, and I think Joker would be 4th probably. I like Joker more than Captain Marvel. I like Joker more than Spider-Man Far From Home.
Toy Story.
I just watched that again last night. I think I liked it a little less than I did when.
Which, unfortunately, me too. Which we can talk about that another time.
No, I just
so, how are you feeling about Joker?
I liked it. I don't think I loved it to the level you guys were, but I think I haven't like sat on it enough. I don't know. I feel like it's almost unlike anything I've watched almost before. Like it was literally, I felt literally like I was watching someone go insane. Like this is what someone.
The funny thing is, he's already insane when the movie starts.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I was sitting next to my buddy, and and we both looked at each other and went like, "I'm so uncomfortable watching this movie." Like, and it was an intentional, not just like. I mean, they didn't just do it for laughs.
Scary.
I was so it was. I literally felt like I was watching someone have the final straw pulled before they went insane, and it.
You feel bad for him up to a point.
Yeah.
And we're no spoilers. So until he kills those guys in the subway. Then it's
even
okay. No,
even initially,
You
you
know,
could say it was self-defense.
You
when
could
he
argue
first-
that, but the
when he
first
first
two, he
shot
went
guys,
after
he
the
hunted
guy.
the guy
The
down.
first
and killed
two
him.
kept
But at
shooting
the
him.
same time, that guy would have identified him,
Sure.
and so he kind of had to. But still, it's not. I'm not saying it's okay what he did at all.
Oh yeah, but you see it
But-
getting just worse and worse. Yeah,
Oh,
throughout the-
absolutely.
From there on, and
Once he, which
Number one,
we
we
could
killed
say
Mother.
that maybe the guy deserved it. The guy who got the scissors in the face. But still, once he did that, maybe even a little bit before
that guy
that,
didn't deserve it. He was a jerk.
you're right. He
But-
didn't deserve it. But
He pretended like
then
oh,
okay, it's okay. This guy's a serial killer
He
murderer.
killed his mother. See, that
Oh,
to me was
oh,
like
that was before that, right?
Right, before.
Okay,
So
yeah,
at
yeah.
that point, that's when
Killing
like,
his mother,
okay,
yeah.
now he's gone.
Yeah, it was the only word people have been when they ask me how it was. The only word that really comes to my mind is like disturbing. Like,
Yeah.
In a good way.
In a good
Yeah.
like, movie way. It was just like, and
Disturbing
that's
in
what
a good
everyone
way.
goes.
Wait, hold on. Disturbing in a good way. I need you to explain that for just a slight second.
I mean,
All right,
like,
that has to be one of our feature
Disturbing.
t-shirts now. Apocaflix now, disturbing in a good way.
like in the sense of like, I'm never gonna root for someone to like go crazy.
And-
So it's disturbing. It is literally disturbing to watch this man lose his mind in a good way because it's not real. I mean,
Well, that's what I'm saying. See, that's the thing is, you
Yeah,
remember,
exactly.
well, he's playing a character that is a comic book character. So
Yeah.
it's like, and that's how
So
that
what I'm
guy
saying is the disturbing parts of the movie contributed to the movie being a good movie.
Right.
So in that sense, I mean disturbing in a good way.
I had the same feeling watching this. I remember the first time I saw Seven. I think I was maybe 10th grade or whatever.
Great movie.
And it is, but it's like it's one of those where
It is.
I can't watch that
Another
again.
one.
I've only seen that twice since it's been out, and
Sadly, I don't think I can ever watch a Kevin Spacey movie again.
that's yeah.
And you know what's the problem with that with me is Baby Driver. I'll get off. I don't want to get off on a tangent, but I can't. I will never be able to watch Baby Driver
I
again
just
because of
watched
that.
a couple weeks ago, maybe about 3 weeks ago. I watched The Usual Suspects. You know, it's one of my favorites of all time.
And that movie hinges on him.
And right, I
He
was
hinges on
watching
him.
it like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
Why? Gosh. And Brian Singer as well. 'Cause he directed that.
Yeah.
So anyway, but damn it, I know.
No, this movie,
But
this movie, man,
Yeah.
it's
I just felt you don't come away feeling good about it at all, or about just people, you know. And one of the problems though I had with that is, I don't know if I would get into the director for this or whoever wrote it. Did he write it?
Todd Phillips was
He was a writer.
I saw, yeah,
co-writer. I'll look it up right
There was
now.
like 3 writers on
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But I talked about this afterwards. Is the portrayal of Thomas Wayne and the way.
So he wrote it with Scott Silver.
Okay. If this movie turns out to be a standalone, no sequel, no connection to anything coming in the future, I'll say, okay, I get it. Bravo. It's perfect.
Because
But if
Thomas
they-
Wayne contributed to him.
yes.
becoming
And
crazy,
and to society collapsing
Yeah.
the way it did
Yeah.
in Gotham. But if they connect this, and the way they set it up with they did the Batman kind of origin, at least the beginnings of it, with that everybody has seen a million times, with the Waynes getting murdered outside of a movie, which I love the way it was Zorro the Gay Blade, which was out at that time. It was like an early 80s movie, because I'm pretty sure in the original. Oh yeah, it's a real movie. Yeah. And because him and his parents were going to see Zorro, they were coming out of Zorro. So this one they made it Zorro the Gay Blade. So, but yeah, you don't feel as bad for him getting killed by the people that he's been sort of talking down to throughout this movie. This is the way, and I'm not trying to make this at all political at all, but the president Donald Trump, who was a big New York, who's pretty much this very same guy back in like the 80s and 90s, was just like this. Like, these people need me. I'm their only hope. Like, and that's not the way you talk down to disenfranchised and affected people. Like, you speak to them, and that's not the way Thomas Wayne is. Like, he's not.
Well, he basically said unsuccessful people are clowns. He
Right.
called them all clowns.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? And that's not the. So I had a problem with them portraying him that way.
This also creates, and it could be very different, obviously, but having that type of Thomas Wayne could create a very different type of Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
And
exactly.
Batman in the future. And so we'll never see that, obviously, but having that type of role model, and whether or not his son sees that, but eventually finding out that that's who the type of man he was, that creates a very different type of person for Bruce Wayne.
Just knowing his,
and maybe we're thinking too far ahead because this is strictly about Joker.
And that's what I'm saying. If they keep it tied to just contained just this one film, then I have no problem with it at all. It'd be great.
Question:
but
do you think there will be a sequel to this? Yes or no?
A sequel?
Yeah, or another follow-up movie to this?
Well, I don't know about.
I hope so, but
if it makes enough money, yes, because that's how the studios
so
are.
It's all about Joaquin Phoenix. Because
you think yes or no?
Do I want it or
no?
Do
Do you think they're going to do something else? Jake, do you?
No.
Will this so are you sequel or will this be
everyone would be down
I'm
except
talking
Joaquin Phoenix?
Sequel tied into something.
All right, so
yes, my answer is yes.
I believe that there's a possibility they could say like that was Robert Pattinson, the kid. If that actor who came to the gate and pulled him away from the gate was Alfred, then it's not because we already know who's playing Alfred in the Robert Pattinson.
Well, we can always remember they can.
I missed that. What?
It's not.
Really?
Wait, say it again.
It's not Pierce Brosnan.
Yes, it is.
Playing Alfred.
No, that's not official. That nothing for Alfred has come out for.
Oh, are you sure?
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Then it could be. But
I was thinking about that when we were watching. Like, I don't think that's Alfred.
Do we know what exact year Joker is set in?
It's early 80s.
Well, all right, so if you go by Zorro the Gay Blade, it came out in 1981.
I was going to say it was like 81 or 82. So
then we know it's early 80s. And then they said
if the rumors about
Batman is going to be in the 90s.
Set in the 90s, yes.
That could be Robert Pattinson.
That's what I'm saying.
Because let's say it's 15 years later.
Why would they include... I was surprised to even see that.
If they say it's 15 years later, it's 1996. Right. And that kid is 25, 26, 27, 28, whatever the case is, it's possible. I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, they could, and then just never have the Joker in those Batman
Joker
movies.
would literally be like 50-something.
That's okay. There's been iterations where the Joker was
50-something.
Really old.
There's a rumor from a month ago that says that Pierce Brosnan was being eyed to play.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing's been confirmed, but it was from August 18th.
Okay. So I obviously love the movie. My biggest problem with it is how obvious and how kind of lazy, to be honest, the Zazie Beetz thing was, the twist, if you will.
That's my biggest problem. I figured out everything
so
way
too
quickly.
Not seem. I knew right away. There's no way that she's actually dating him.
Right. It did seem strange.
They could have made me believe it if they would have set it up naturally, where they should have had one more scene where they hang out or they talk and she actually shows genuine interest in him.
Or we actually see him actually ask her out.
Yeah, then I would have believed it. But
which is probably why we didn't see that. Because
based on just those two conversations at the elevator and at the door, he walks into her apartment, starts making out with her. I was like, there's no way. That was my biggest problem with it because it was kind of obvious. The reveal was done really well, but it was kind of obvious.
I have a question for you guys because we're going to have to wrap this up here pretty soon. So we know that everything with her was in his mind.
Yes.
I know.
Was him stalking her in his mind as well?
No, I think he did that.
I don't think so. I think he did because that would make sense for him to stalk her. I think.
But But she showed up at his door.
But that wasn't real either.
But
her showing up at his door wasn't real.
Okay.
They showed that, but they didn't show the stalking part. That's why I wanted to ask.
Exactly. I think that was that he was.
Also, since I just thought about this right now, and because it never actually showed it, and we think it was implied, did he kill her?
I don't think so.
I think it was implied, but I think it did it on purpose. They don't want us to know really that maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
I agree with that, but I 100% think he didn't. I think that was the start of his kind of I think that was the beginning of
that. Was the start.
Did he kill his mom before that?
Yeah,
no, I don't think so.
Oh, yes. I'm trying to remember if he came home from killing his mom and then went to her.
Yeah, because
maybe
because he went to his apartment and that's when he stabbed the guy after he went through.
Came back from her. Damn. They maybe implied that he killed her and her daughter.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that was kind of like the because. I told this to Max, my buddy who I was sitting next to. I said, I was asking, I asked him during the movie, I go, does she die? And this is kind of the thing that kind of like makes him go. Like maybe his mother dies, maybe she dies. It never crossed my mind that he would kill them.
Yeah.
But maybe he had to cut ties with everyone to become this type of to reach his full potential.
That's totally
kill his mom and kill her at the same time, and then kind of go on to be this individual.
Anything that he cares about.
Exactly.
Before he went completely mad.
He killed every single woman he came in contact with.
Really?
If he killed Toby Beats.
He did not.
Except for the therapist.
Yes. That's
and the girl he kissed on the show.
Oh, well, yeah.
The woman that he kissed on the show, he didn't kill her as well.
Was the same
that's what I meant. Okay. Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Is the therapist from the middle the same one at the
That's what people are thinking. That's what people are thinking.
If that's true, how did she end up working at the same hospital? Which makes me think it's possible that he was imagining the whole thing. I will say, I just want to say really quick, I absolutely love the end, when he goes on the live show.
Yeah.
That whole scene is amazing. Because this guy's so awkward and weird. And we know the Joker's very like a showman, right? When he becomes the Joker. And the way he comes out and he's dancing, and he just owned it. Mm-hmm. And he was totally the Joker in that moment. Yeah. And when he killed him, I knew it was coming like a minute before.
It doesn't matter though. But it doesn't matter at all. You knew it was coming, but they set it up the perfect way.
And then I want to mention this if you don't, but I love when he does the blood on his.
That's my favorite scene from the movie. That's my favorite scene from the movie. 100%.
I agree.
My favorite scene from the movie was the very first shot of the movie when he's putting on the makeup and he's crying and smiling. Yeah. But until he did the blood scene, And
I will say, the way they handled his laugh, how they made it a metal, that was amazing.
Well, and it was his own character. Mm-hmm. And it was its own character in the movie.
Exactly. And him giving the card. That's a great device with the card.
Yes.
And it makes me think about all the times we hear the Joker laugh. If we just pretend that that's real in all the Joker iterations, it means he's in pain or sad or something when
literally
he's laughing.
Can't help it.
That's crazy. Whoever thought of that was
it's the writers.
No, that's real.
It's the writers.
And I guess he actually looked that up apparently and studied.
There's a condition for that. I think. I believe so. I believe so.
It's super great.
It's a version of it.
That's genius. I freaking love this movie.
I was very much. I know we got. Oh, okay.
Just final thoughts. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Okay, everybody wants to, Heath Ledger or Joaquin. I can't make that call. They're so totally different.
I think it's BS. I don't think you need to pick one.
I don't think so either.
They're two different versions.
Both absolutely great. I think about Heath Ledger so much more in watching it, and it's such a great performance he delivered. Both of them as well. There's two versions of this character that
completely different.
But they're so just amazing. The Joker is a fascinating character, and I love that we got two performances like this from people filmmakers and actors who understand how fascinating and so much depth to this character and going into it. And I don't know if I don't want to see another. I love the Joker, and for the rest of history, we're going to get people playing Batman and Joker, but how can you top this? How are you gonna top this? I don't know if anybody can. So
it would be really cool to see them never do a Joker movie ever, or Joker, and it be a solo movie of his.
Yeah.
And never see him on screen ever again.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because
yeah, I kind of want to see a sequel where he's the Joker the whole time. Actually,
well, that's what Keith and I had mentioned this at the end of the movie.
Incredible.
We had said that I would love to see Joaquin Phoenix in Heath Ledger's Joker and Heath Ledger in Joaquin Phoenix Joker. It would be amazing to see them flip flop and see how that works.
His character actor as that Joker.
Yes, they're both so similar, and they're probably two of the greatest actors to ever do it in the business ever.
Yes.
And to see them do that type of character is incredible. I love the film. I think the film is remarkable. I'm with you. I think that it gets better as I think about it. There's definitely flaws that I think it has, but for what I was going in with and what I was expecting from Todd Phillips, and I knew that I was going to get it from Joaquin Phoenix, and the twist that it had, and the violence that it had, and the disturbing factor that it had, it's a really, really good movie that's going to sit with you for a very long time, and it's going to sit there, and you're going to think about it, whether it's good or bad thoughts. Like he says, he has negative thoughts all the time, but it's definitely a film that deserves all the applause in the world, really.
Absolutely. All right, guys, so let's move on to our buy or sell segment, and we're basically talking a whole bunch of trailers. We have one other topic that actually has to do with the trailer as well, but we're going to basically, everyone's going to choose one of these trailers that they're going to buy, which means they're selling the rest. We might have the same ones. So these are the trailers that we're going to talk about, the ones that came out this past week. So it's Birds of Prey, and the Fabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn.
Like the only person that's
The
said it.
King's Man, The Gentleman, Richard Jewell, and Six Underground. So let's start with you, Brian, so no one steals yours.
Shocker on this one.
Yeah.
Actually, I already know what it's
Yeah,
going
we all do.
What's the one trailer you're buying out of all of these?
I'm buying Kingsman in a heartbeat. I will throw my wallet at that one multiple times.
It looks really good.
I have not.
I don't know if your wallet's that heavy enough.
Wow.
Damn,
My
Sean.
debit card is. I can't remember the last time I've watched a trailer for a movie as much as I have this one. I think the next closest one would be like Endgame, because I've watched this trailer so much, and I've said it to Jake and you that I think it's the best trailer of the year probably so far.
Nice.
So I cannot absolutely wait for this movie. It looks so good, and that song is perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely
Such a good choice.
perfect. And how they cut it and used it in the certain scenes, it is literally perfect. So I'm 100% buying that movie. Sell the rest.
So there's two things. There's two things with this trailer for me. I love the trailer too. Two things. One, Matthew Vaughn doing a World War I movie gets me super stoked because we rarely see a World War I movie. We see World War II a lot.
It's starting to come up a little bit more.
It is. But doing this type of movie with this type of stuff is really, really cool. The second thing that I'm going to talk about, we can talk about this on a very later date. This trailer and this movie may give an indication that Matt Vaughn can very much do a big budget superhero movie, and he's been talking about wanting to do Fantastic Four, and this could be the end for him. Going back in time and doing something, this could be the end. I'm just going to leave it at that. But the trailer is awesome. So, love it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's a great trailer. When I first saw it, I did not know it was for this movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was for a total, because I was in the theaters when I first saw it.
Yeah.
I thought it was for just a period piece war film, and then it turns out being the King's Man.
And the
Awesome.
cast is incredible.
it's a pretty hefty cast too. Like
It's bonkers.
Sam Tucci.
And what's his name's the bad guy?
Hunt.
The Russian dude.
Rasputin.
Rasputin's the bad guy. Like, that's awesome. That's
He
awesome.
the scene where
He's
he
such a
walks in, he literally just looks like he's floating. You to the music, and I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah, so I'm 100%
So
buying.
Jake, if that wasn't, is that yours too?
That was not mine.
No,
That was
Okay,
not
so
mine.
what is yours?
There's a lot of good trailers this week. The Richard Jewell trailer is absolutely incredible, but that's not my choice.
It was.
I'm so sucked in on true stories, and so that one like really is like hooking me. But mine's The Gentleman. I'm a Guy Ritchie guy. I freaking love Guy Ritchie.
That trailer is amazing.
I love like
Yeah,
and the big thing about this movie is he's going back to his roots, Snatch, Snatch, you know what I mean, and going back to some of his old school movies that he's been so good at over the years, the style that's been implemented into stuff like Sherlock Holmes, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., stuff
Have
like
you
that.
guys seen Rock and Rolla?
Oh, that's the other one. That's the other one.
This
Yes.
reminds me of Rock
Yes.
and Rolla.
So-
Rock and Rolla is great.
That's right.
And I said it during the reaction, but Matthew McConaughey and Charlie Hunnam are perfect for Guy Ritchie movies.
Absolutely.
They are perfect for Guy Ritchie movies, and the rest of the cast, Colin Farrell, Hugh Grant does not look like Hugh Grant. It's amazing.
And I was saying they all get to use their British accents because
Henry
Yeah.
Golding in there, like it just looks so
Henry
much
Golding
fun.
really good.
I want
Looks
him as
really
name more so.
It looks so much
That would be
fun.
good.
It looks like a good time. It looks going back to the crime element that he's always done. I'm similar in what Brian said about The King's Man about watching the trailer over and over again. I'm so stoked for this movie. The release date does not scare me. It comes out in January. The release date does
Oh, who
not
cares?
scare me,
Who
and
cares?
it just means I'm getting it sooner. So I'm pumped.
Guy
Came out in
Ritchie,
February.
I think Guy Ritchie is one of my.
I love him.
Top
I
five favorite
love
directors
him.
right now.
Yeah, he's so
Look
good.
what he just did with Aladdin.
Aladdin,
And how much
yeah.
we love Aladdin, and
Yeah.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yes,
is amazing.
Yes.
He's a great director.
Yes.
So Keith, out of these, which one are you buying?
King Arthur? No, not really. No, but that's everybody.
That had too much Guy Ritchie.
I haven't
out of it.
seen King
Yeah.
Arthur.
Too much
It's not
Guy
the
Ritchie.
worst. It's not the
But
worst.
Charlie Hunnam's a great choice as King Arthur. It was just too much Guy
Yeah,
Ritchie.
It was. But it's not the worst thing you've ever seen. But
Yeah.
But I hate to do this, but the King's Man. Yeah, that's.
Yes.
I'm telling you. We said we're just talking the trailer. The trailer is spectacular.
Really good. Was that the first time you saw it?
Yeah, no, that's the first time.
Oh, thank
yeah,
God.
I did. Yeah, seriously.
I was like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. It looks like it could be the best of the three.
That's what I think.
Did not like the second one at all. I don't think I even finished it, to be honest, because I was just like, it's just wasn't. I didn't think it was very good. But I love the idea of going back. Obviously going back to the early days of the Kingsman, and you just talk about the cast. You got Voldemort in there.
I was like, wait, he's in there?
Yeah, Baron Zemo.
Baron Zemo.
Baron Zemo.
That's great.
Daniel Cheese in it.
Yeah,
The Tooch.
This movie came out of nowhere.
It
Dude.
did.
There was no announcement about it. It just out of nowhere. This movie's coming very soon. When they
Your girl that you likes in it too. That one that you.
Which one?
Not Alicia the King.
No, it's
He's got about 40.
oh my God, why am I blanking on her name? Sorry, go ahead. I'll think of her name. Go ahead.
I actually, to be honest though, you guys, I love Matthew Vaughn, but this one and this looks good, but I saw he was directing this, and I'm kind of like.
I wanted to step away from the Kingsman.
That's what I'm saying.
I hope this is like his final
I
like.
think they
Sure,
said
this
they're
will be
doing
good.
Kingsman 3 though. That's what.
At some
When they announced this, they said they're doing this first and then
That's-
Kingsman 3.
See, I don't.
I think he's gonna do something else before
I
that.
think Taron Egerton.
I wouldn't mind someone else directing Kingsman 3
Yeah.
and
Because
just
somebody
wrapping
else-
up the trilogy.
We're talking
Michael
about
Waititi.
We're talking about
Oh, that's a great idea.
because we're talking about Guy Ritchie. He's not. I just found out he's not doing.
Oh, he'd
third
be good
Sherlock
as
Holmes.
Kingsman. He'd be
He would.
good. He'd be great. No, he's not doing Sherlock Holmes.
Someone else is. They're still
Yeah.
doing it.
Dude,
though,
Guy
right?
Ritchie is Kingsman 3 right here. Boom, lock it in. I would love that.
Guy.
And
Love
it's a British
that.
thing.
Yes, love that.
Oh, the perfect.
It's right up his alley, man. Like,
Love it.
Kingsman is.
He needs a new project.
Made for it.
He needs a new project.
Yeah, that'd be great. But
real-
Kingsman.
Real quick, before we move on to Jacob's, Birds of Prey is February 7th, Kingsman is February
I
14th.
told you it wasn't the same week.
Back to back.
Wow.
Back to back.
Did you find out your girl?
As far as not the other way around.
Oh, no, I'll look it up.
Okay.
You think Birds of Prey would be on the 14th?
Well,
And then-
speaking
Right,
of
wouldn't you think it would be kind of like a flip with Harley Quinn?
Speaking of Birds of Prey, that is my choice. I am buying Birds of Prey trailer and selling the rest. If you're asking me if I can only see one movie out of all these, it would be Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
All right.
Gemma Arterton. That's her name.
Why are you
Sorry.
looking at me like that?
I'm shocked.
She is great.
Okay.
I love her.
Yeah, she's great.
I know you're wearing that, but I'm
It's not
so
because I'm
shocked.
wearing this shirt, but I did wear it because it represents. But also, I really like the trailer. It's not the best trailer in the world. It's not a great. It's not even better than the first Suicide Squad trailer.
It's not better than any
No,
of the
Suicide Squad
trailers.
has some of the best trailers.
But that might be in its
That's right,
favor.
dude. All right, you guys. Jake, you know I read Harley Quinn comics. I love her.
Yep.
And the thing, this movie should not be called Birds of Prey.
No.
It should just be called.
It should be called The Emancipation of Harley, or One Harley Quinn.
I'm fine with that title. Or even if you're going to include Birds of Prey, it should be called Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, or something like that,
Well,
right?
literally
Even the
only
trailer.
one-
Yeah, make it sound like a rock band.
This
Like
is
Harley Quinn and the Birds of
Yeah,
Prey.
exactly.
That's awesome.
The
That's
title
pretty
is
cool.
Like
terrible.
That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
exactly.
That's pretty
My
cool.
problem is, look, I'm not a comic book expert, but I'm pretty damn sure she's not an integral part of the Birds of
She's
Prey.
not.
There's only one bird of prey in the Birds of Prey movie.
Well, the original Birds of Prey is Poison Ivy, Catwoman, and Black Canary. And then Huntress mix in and out. But it's those three typically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So whatever. Regardless of that, the title doesn't matter, but it is a stupid title.
I
But
think that's why they're honestly starting to call it BOP. If you
Right.
notice, everything's BOP.
I saw that. Well,
Yeah.
'cause it's
It's
super long
BOP
title.
and then the subtitle.
So I'm just glad we're getting her again as Harley Quinn because there was a chance there that we weren't going to see that for a little while because
I think you would have
the
to
movie-
pry Harley Quinn out for a dead hand.
obviously
She
the
loves
movie
it.
was panned Suicide Squad. A lot of people hated it, and it is a bad movie. And there was a chance we wouldn't, but I think she produced this film.
Mhm.
She got the ball rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
So I just don't know because even if you watch the trailer, right, the Birds of Prey characters are like they just seem like side characters. They don't even like
No.
highlight them at all in the trailer.
Yeah.
Her movie.
Which I'm looking at this is a Harley Quinn film.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at it as. And as that, I love the trailer, and I love that they have at least one of her hyena dogs in there because
Yeah.
she loves
I
things.
love
They're a
it.
huge
Love it.
part
It's so badass.
in the comics.
Yep.
So it's just so cool. And I think there's a poster with her and one of the dogs.
Yeah.
Looks amazing, and they look. I don't want to say they look comic book accurate, but they look great for an adaptation from the comic book. The dog.
They look realistic.
CGI.
Yeah, they're CGI. And are they actually hyenas? I can't remember.
No. In the comic books or
I think
Either
they are.
one.
not in the movie? Not in the movie.
Yeah, but it's a dog.
Well, it might be a
I
hyena in the
think
movie.
it is because he's in a broom.
But
but
filming-wise, it's a dog they probably put spots on and stuff like that. So.
no, they said it was CGI. That's why they can
Not
only.
to get into science or anything, but can a hyena mate with a dog or a wolf?
I don't know.
I'm sure
So
all
that could be a
dog-like
hybrid
animals.
canines
All
There could
canines,
be a
yeah. All
hybrid
canines.
hyena dog out there. Maybe that's what they are. But anyways, birds of prey is
Well,
fine.
the reason there's only one of them is because it's CGI. They couldn't afford to do two.
I'm fine with that. But yeah, the
Looks good.
emancipation of Harley Quinn. That's my
This
choice.
this movie is very, very interesting.
You and McGregor list.
Just go out of that.
Sorry.
Go ahead, go on Black Mass. Go on Black Mass.
Yeah.
People were freaking out because he didn't show himself either around the mask, with the mask, whatever.
It's a good thing.
Right.
But if
They
you,
saved it,
but see,
yeah.
if you look, there are many, many clues that there's the mask is there. When he's up against the wall freaking out, there's that poster and it's all has a black.
There doesn't even need to be clues. He's gonna have the
when
mask.
she's-
He's going
when
to have
she's
the
doing
mask.
the Marilyn Monroe thing, the guys are wearing black masks.
Yeah. That's okay.
So I mean, there's clues that it's probably coming. Why?
Yeah,
why show it in the trailer?
Yes, exactly. People need to slow their freaking roll,
Yeah.
man. It's ridiculous.
But I think he looks. He can do no wrong.
He's
absolutely.
I love that he's playing the villain.
I know.
I've never
Nice.
seen him play a
I
villain
don't
before.
think so. Yeah, that's what I can think of.
Nothing I can think. Yeah, off the top of my
I
head.
mean, Obi-Wan Kenobi's.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. No, hey, this movie is. I hear a lot of people bashing on the trailer and kind of not really liking it because they're saying, "Oh, it's just going to be another bomb like Suicide Squad." It looks very similar to it, but they're approaching it differently.
Yeah, right.
They are. It's very grounded. It's very Gotham looks very wacky and different, all out of the early '90s Batman type of stuff. Yes, it is. They're focusing on Harley Quinn, which was arguably the best part of Suicide Squad. And like Brian said, you'd have to pry this out of her hands. I don't think she's gonna let this movie fail.
Right.
I really don't.
The only way this
She
thing
cares about
fails
the character.
is if people are just like, it's going to be like Suicide Squad.
I wouldn't be surprised if she had to approve the script and everything.
I wouldn't be surprised if in her contract there's something about her having rights to the movie rights to Harley Quinn, and her being a part of every part of Harley Quinn until there's a certain contract up. I would not be surprised because Margot Robbie is that type of.
And why wouldn't they make that deal with her? Maybe it might be a 10-year deal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, she's literally the perfect iteration of that character.
And I love the way she plays. She's like, "Who are you guys?" The way she says that.
Well, then let's have a sleepover.
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite,
Jake loves
my most exciting or most anticipated part of the movie though is Mary Elizabeth
I
Winstead.
knew you guys would say that.
I love her. I love her.
Who's she playing again?
Huntress. I love
Is
her.
Black Canary in this?
Yes, she's Journey Smollett. She's the singer. Journey Smollett.
Oh,
Yeah, she's Black Canary. She's singing and the martini glass is shaking. Yeah, the canary cry.
High note, the martini glass.
Oh, no.
It looks very, very cool. It looks like it plays close
I like that those
attention.
characters are in this.
I love Black Canary.
It looks like it's paying close attention to the comic versions of them. Like Canary is a very, very good at hand-to-hand combat.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
Huntress, she had a bad history with the mob because of her father, and so that kind of looks to be playing it. She carries a chain around her chest, which is badass. But having Mary Elizabeth Winstead in this, because she's an Oscar-calibrated actress, having her in this type of role gets me so pumped up.
With the Black Canary, do you think the
Green Arrow.
$1 million Queen Green Arrow?
It's
Cool. That would be cool if he makes whoever they cast makes
I
a
wouldn't be
cameo
surprised if you
as
see
just
a
all over
sign that
Queen.
says like Queen Industries.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 people that are going to show up in this movie. 3 characters. I think Poison Ivy and Catwoman are going to be in it at some point.
Catwoman.
I 100% think so because they are the original Birds of Prey in the comics, and
And
I 100%
relationship.
think that at some point we will get some look at Jared Leto's Joker.
Oh, me too.
I
I
don't think we'll ever see Jared Leto.
This is I told Brian this when we watched the trailer. I think that there's a high chance that this is all being done by Harley Quinn to get back in his graces, because that is a classic Harley Quinn move.
Well, she always goes back to him, even when she's mad at him.
She
She hates him.
emancipation though.
I think.
But that's
think
the
it's-
Joker and Harley Quinn, right?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be in it. I think it's gonna be like a scene where it's like where she's screaming at him in a balcony and her back's.
It could be the very last shot of the movie. She could literally show up for one scene
Well,
and then
we
move
hear
on.
him in the trailer. talking to her. Yeah.
What?
Oh.
I'll tell you guys more about it later. But let's move on to what we're looking forward to. We're gonna look at TV shows that are airing soon and movies that are coming out. So next weekend we have Gemini Man coming out. We have the Addams Family coming out, and we have Jexy coming out. Also dropping on Netflix are El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, and The King. And then Walking Dead, the new season of Walking Dead premieres next week. Star Wars Resistance premieres next week. And most of the CW shows other than Arrow, Batwoman, Supergirl, Black Lightning, and The Flash all premiere next week. So, Jake, let me ask you first, man. Out of all these things, what are you looking forward to the most?
So I completely forgot about this until now, but I could have said this about what we've been watching. I binged Star Wars Resistance last week.
Really?
I binged it last week. I forgot that I had watched it. I binged the entire season. I love the back half of the season.
Oh, it's a lot better.
It's so canon oriented. It's awesome. And I love where they left it off. I'm not going to say that because I know for a fact that the first episode is just going to be an introduction episode. It's not going to have anything major in it, right? They're going somewhere new, or I could very well be wrong.
Spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil anything,
The
but
way it ends, they have some answers.
yes, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. The thing that I'm looking forward to is Batwoman. I'm looking forward to Batwoman. I've been following all the CW shows from the very beginning. I've never given up on them. They've had their bumps and bruises. Arrow has gotten back up on a high note, and I can't wait to see what those final episodes look like. But I'm very interested to see what she does with Batwoman and how that series is. And I've also heard that it's a really, really, really good couple of first episodes.
Really?
And I've heard that's a really good substitution and basically replacement for when Arrow leaves. So I'll just leave it at that. But I'm looking forward to Batwoman.
If Arrow was premiering next week, that would be my number one choice because I'm so excited for the end of that season, even though the show
we know how it's going to end, but I'm excited to see how it ends.
And real quick, I think Arrow ending on TV I think we're going to get Oliver Queen in the movies eventually, like sometime soon.
I hope it's Stephen Amell.
I would love that. But anyways, for me, out of all these things, it's El Camino. I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan. Breaking Bad is my top 3 favorite shows of all time, and
it's arguably the best television show ever created.
A lot of people say that. I never thought we would see.
Yes, Keith, I'm with Brian on this one.
Nope. Lost.
Yeah, I've never seen Lost.
We're gonna talk about that one day.
I've never seen Lost, but I never thought we would see what happens after the end of season 5 of Breaking Bad, and we're seeing it. And that trailer is very vague. There's barely any dialogue, no dialogue until the end of the trailer. And I love Jesse Pinkman. He's an awesome character. Like, he's not a great guy at all. He becomes a better person throughout the show, but I love that character, and I'm so excited for that.
I will make a bold prediction for you, Jacob. I think that this is a prologue for a TV series.
I would love that.
I think you're 100% get a Jesse Pinkman TV series. I'll just leave it. I'll say that. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah,
I
no
100% think that there will be a Jesse Pinkman TV series.
Watch it, though.
I'm calling it right now. So mark my words.
I would love that.
Mark my words.
I would love that. That would be, and he's the main character.
Yep.
I would love that.
Is this? I don't know. Spoiler. That was fine. But is it set after?
It's set directly after the series finale. Like it's
finale.
you could literally binge the season or the series and then watch this, and this is essentially season 6.
In a way.
Yeah, it's season 6.
If they were to do it.
Yeah.
How about you, Keith? Out of all these things,
I wish I could say that. I wanted to watch Breaking Bad and haven't done that.
There's no way you can finish it.
I know. Stuff came out.
There's not that many seasons though. There's only 5
seasons.
Five.
Yeah.
They'd have 5A and a 5B, so technically 6, but it's 5.
Sopranos did that. But, what, 13?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, 6 days, 24 hours.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I'd like that because it looks like it's pretty interesting. So I'd love to get into that. But yeah, I'm gonna go to CW shows as well. I dropped out of Arrow after whichever one season that had Damien Dark in it.
Season 5.
I think that's when I dropped out too.
Season 5.
No, it was like 3 or 4. No,
it wasn't 3. It might have been 4. It might have been 4. Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul, that was early.
See, Ra's al Ghul was 3.
It started there.
So it was 4.
I think it was 4. It was 4.
They're taking Batman storylines and
it was 4.
Arrow, but so
because we'll never see Batman.
Exactly.
But we're gonna see Batwoman.
And they keep saying Gotham and referencing him, but they never.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just put him in a team. There's nothing wrong with Batman. Put Batman in the show. You see the end of Gotham?
They did Superman on Smallville.
3 seconds. They did the exact same thing on Gotham. They showed Batman for 3 seconds.
And that was a terrible reveal. That suit was so
horrible.
bad. The suit was so
It was
bad.
awful.
So bad.
That's not good. But anyway. But no, Arrow picked back up big time, especially last season. That was really, really good.
Yeah.
We sat this summer, the kids and I binged all of it, and it's very
the way it left off with the monitor and everything,
so
like
sad.
you know what's gonna happen, but you're just like,
oh man,
whoa.
Dude,
yeah.
it's almost like Endgame. Even though this is gonna continue, this is like Endgame for this universe.
Yeah.
Especially because Arrow started. It's called the Arrowverse.
Yep.
And Arrow's gonna end it.
And with the Ray, we're curious to know about the Flash. Is the Flash gonna, because spoiler alert, but in the Crisis on Infinite Earth, the Flash dies at the end of that.
In the comics.
In the comics.
So
yes.
The thing is,
Sorry.
so whatever. Spoilers, I guess. A little.
The
bit
comic
spoilers.
came out in 1995.
The Flash ends where he's going off to join him, basically, right?
The series, the season?
Well,
Yeah.
no.
No.
Are you
He's
sure?
back in. He's
I'm
back.
starting to
The
think I should
daughter-
start watching the shows again.
No spoilers.
No.
We don't want to spoil. He doesn't leave Central
Are
City.
you sure?
I'm pretty because I don't want to say it, but something happened that he doesn't leave.
The original headline, if you remember from the first season, was
Flash vanishes in 2024.
That's changed. Let's
Yes.
put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, but
The newspaper article.
modern day, it said he leaves that year, so that's where he goes. That's what I'm saying.
No, he's
We
still
don't
there, but
know.
they're wondering why am I leaving this year?
But he's
That's-
gonna go with
You do.
Oliver.
I stopped after.
well, no, Oliver's coming back into the fold.
Just jump into season 6.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying
Start.
I think
because
Flash
it
is gonna go with him.
You think that the Flash is going to be done?
No,
I-
he's not gonna. He's not gonna.
I
die.
kind of think so.
No,
I don't think he'll die.
so. No, I'm saying wherever Oliver's going.
Oliver's coming back.
Yeah,
So,
he's
like,
going to do something.
Civilization.
You two need to
But he's going to do something, right?
have a side
Right now.
conversation.
We've seen the future in the Arrow.
Yes, we have seen the future. Yeah, I know, but I don't think they're going anywhere. I think it's going to happen within Central City, within Star City, all of that.
Okay.
I don't think they're going anywhere per se.
Okay.
The fact that they're bringing in the Kingdom Come Superman.
Yes.
I don't know. It could be.
Oh no,
It could be over for
I-
a lot
no.
of people.
They-
It's basically Civil War.
I 100% think that they're going to jump Earths. They go to Supergirl's Earth for God's sake. Like she's on a different Earth. They're going to go to different Earths.
Yeah.
But
crap.
I think it's going to take place within Star City, within Central City.
Yeah, right.
And then you know what I mean? I don't think they're going to go off into like some jungle or something and fight something.
Or another planet.
I think it's going to take place in the
Okay,
city or
so-
elsewhere.
There's some type of battle that goes on
Yes.
where the Flash is shooting videos and telling his daughter he loves her and all that stuff, right? So that's not on Earth. Aren't they going to do that?
It could
That's
be.
what I'm saying.
It could be.
Yeah.
It very well could be.
But yeah, I can't. Man, we need to do an Arrow after show, man.
I'm down to do a watch along. It's only 10 episodes,
Yeah,
dude.
right.
It's only 10
Brian
episodes.
hasn't even watched it.
Brian, you
We'll
better
watch
get
it
on
here.
We're on season like 6.
We'll watch it here and then
Start at 6.
come.
Just
Yeah, Brian, you better get on that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Hey, why not?
It gets to
God, I've got Smallville, which is like 700 episodes. I've got Rebel.
Keith, don't you dare tell him he doesn't even watch Smallville.
You don't need
Stop
to
it.
watch.
Stop
You
it.
watch the last 2 seasons.
No.
I've never seen Smallville.
No. You should see my face right now.
I wish I could
No.
see your face.
Ugh.
They
They
You
try.
know how many times I've said like, why isn't such and such here? And he'd be like, shut up and just continue watching.
Anyway, Jacob, did you say what you're looking for? Did you say what you're looking for? too?
Yeah, mine was El Camino. So
Yeah, mine's the same as you. You pretty
Oh,
much
El
said
Camino?
everything.
You're a Breaking Bad fan?
Oh, he's a fanatic.
I
Okay.
watched
That's
all
awesome.
my
We
English.
probably have talked about it before.
I took a
Yeah.
literal English class at Sac State that was about Breaking Bad. We wrote papers.
I know.
Clearly, Brian was looking into making meth.
Can I?
I was-
Can I make that?
Blue crystal meth. It didn't work.
Can I take that class still?
Is
You're an
Can I
English
take that?
major. You're
Yeah.
I
probably
still
good.
have it, is what I'm asking. I
Probably.
mean,
you
I
have
know.
so many
I'll tell you
questions.
the
I should
teacher.
just watch the show.
You could literally binge it probably within the next month. Easily.
I'm
It's
sorry.
only like 10 episodes
That's
a
what I'm saying. I don't
season.
know. Like I said, I was gonna, but stuff came up, but it just.
You're gonna watch.
There's less than 100 episodes.
Yeah, right.
There's like 72
I
or
always
something.
want to watch this.
Yeah.
So
Watch it.
I just started to.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that actually. Oh, one of my classmates took that as well. Well, Jake, you said yours, right? Oh yeah. Well, that's gonna do it for the first episode, right, guys?
Apocaflix now.
That was awesome. Apocaflix now, disturbing in a good way. Is that our slogan?
I should put that as the title.
That's
That should be the title of the episode. Disturbing in a good way.
Hey, once we get our regular t-shirts made, we're gonna have to get t-shirts.
That may be on the uprising because I got some files that may work for t-shirts.
Excellent.
I'm not guaranteeing it, but I'm working on it.
And once we go live, we can give away t-shirts as giveaways. It'll be so cool.
Hats, posters.
I want a hat. I 100% want
I want
a
a
hat.
hat.
Mug shirt.
I want a hat.
Filled with
It's Apocaflix now mug.
Filled with beer, is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm game for that.
I'm challenging myself actually,
Fun coat.
since we named our show after the movie Apocalypse Now. I'm challenging myself to watch it because I've never seen
I
it.
was gonna say,
You gotta watch the R-rated
The-
the director's.
You've
yeah.
seen it?
Yeah, the director's
I
cut.
need to watch
Yeah,
that.
it's wild.
All right, well, thank everybody for watching. This was so much fun. This is exactly like what I wanted it to be like.
Going
It was so
weekly,
much fun.
man. Going weekly.
Going weekly. Again, I'm your host, Jacob Bartley. This is Keith Barnes, Brian Avicino, Jake Berlin on the controls over there. Thank you so much, Jake, for building this wonderful set and hitting the controls. You know the deal. Hit us up in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts on anything that we talked about, and we will see you all
Share it with everyone.
next time.